Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Coming out to Skinny's because we got a lot of action coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday in the evening time, you have got K-State at 5 o'clock, KU at 7 o'clock, coming out here to Skinny's. And then on Sunday, coming out to Skinny's, you've got the NFC title game, the first game out of the gate, and then the Chiefs taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, and that will be in the evening time, 5:30, with the kickoff coming from Arrowhead. All the TVs will be turned right here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Come out and watch it with all of your favorite Chief fans. Great food, drink specials, giveaways, everything. And then hopefully everyone can celebrate when the Chiefs take down the Bengals and head to the Super Bowl in Arizona on February the 12th. So coming out here this weekend should be a lot of fun here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget their lunch special. Cheeseburger and fries for just $5.99 right here at Skinny's from 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. You can't beat it here at Skinny's Sports Bar and Grill. We're going to talk all things Washburn women's basketball with assistant coach Will Marchino. He will be joining us coming up at the bottom of the hour. But right now we are joined by the head coach of the Washburn men's basketball team, who's on a pretty good stretch right now. They've won 3 in a row. We bring in head coach Brett Ballard. And, Coach, you were a little nervous for the game coming up on Saturday. And I'm not talking about the Bods versus the Lopers. You had a little reservation for Chiefs and the Jaguars. I said, don't worry about it. They did end up winning, by 10 and then the late field goal, but it really wasn't in doubt. Now, I did not factor in, the whole start to end, what would happen in the middle process.
I was close.
I did not.
I told you. I was closer. You said we were going to blow them out, and I tried to talk some sense into you. I know that you get paid to make these predictions, and I'm just a nobody that doesn't know anything about it, but I told you it was going to be close, man.
I do know this. If Patrick Mahomes did not hurt his ankle,
we would have won by.
He was in his bag at that point in time. That first drive was mechanical, and up until that second drive, and they did still get into field goal range, they would have destroyed the Jaguars. So Jacksonville, be glad that the most important ankle right now in the Midwest was a little tender in that game. Otherwise, y'all would have been, flambé. It wouldn't have been close.
Chad Henne came in and 98-yard drive. That was impressive for the backup.
Anything is possible when you prepare. When you prepare.
He that's twice in the playoffs. He's kind of saved our bacon.
He should never have to buy a drink in Kansas City.
No, he's earned it.
If the Chiefs, go to the big one.
Dude, being a backup quarterback would be the best as long as until the guy gets hurt and all of a sudden like you're cold and you got to go into a real game. That would not be a lot of fun. But up until that point, just hand on the clipboard and you're over there on the sideline and living the dream. That'd be all right.
You want to play a fun game that we play every now and then?
Sure.
It's called Name That Salary. Chad Henne, 15 years in the NFL. How much money has he made?
Oh, I have no idea. I'll say he's made. I've got no clue. I'll say he's made $25 million.
Chad Henne, in 15 seasons in the NFL, the last 5.
15?
15 years.
Okay, that's probably way lower.
2008 was his first year. He has been a backup for the Chiefs for the last 5 years. Fun fact, everybody talks about 5 AFC title games in a row. Chad Henne's been to 6 in a row because he was the backup quarterback to Blake Bortles in the AFC title game in 2018 or 2017, beg your pardon, when it was the Patriots and the Jaguars.
Oh, wow.
So he's been to 6 straight. People forget that. But Chad Henne has made $39 million in his career.
That's pretty good,
as a backup. We call him a first ballot all-business Hall of Fame.
He's no Chase Daniels, but he's doing all right.
He doing all right?
Chase Daniels has really figured that deal out. But, no, that's awesome. He saved us, and it was hilarious. I saw just a snippet of Mahomes' press conference, and how many people were filming him walking into, that was the whole deal.
It was a border film.
Nobody cared about what he actually said probably as much as okay, let's see if we could. Is he limping? Is he not limping? But it sounded like he practiced today. So.
Yeah. Well, he was swaying back and forth while answering, so that means he was distributing weight one way or another. I'm like, are we really doing this, guys? Are we really doing this? Well, we are because the NFL is king. No matter what they do, it seems it works out. And right now, everything that you're pushing, the buttons that you got going, 3 straight wins for the Washburn Ichabods, one via 93 points, one via 65 points. Is this a a bold statement? Are you playing your best basketball right now, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think 4 out of the last 5 wins, and feel like we're putting some things together on both ends of the court, but really have been good on the defensive end. 3 straight games, Jake, where we hold the opponent under 65 points. I think our defense has been a lot better. We're winning some individual battles on that end, and that's been good. But we're also more connected and just eliminating a lot of the mistakes that we had early in the year on the defensive end. And so that's gave us a chance. Now, 2 out of the 3 wins, we played really well offensively. We didn't play well offensively at all against Kearney, but because our defense was so good, it gave us a chance. So I've been pleased there. Offensively and defensively, we have growth, but offensively still a little up and down at times. Our consistency shooting the ball still isn't where I'd like it to be, but our D's been good enough, and I definitely think we're playing, this year for sure, our best basketball.
And it seems like you've kind of settled into a little bit of a rotation, these are the guys that are going to play. You're going to get Jarmel. You're going to get Brady. You're going to get Zayd off the bench. It's kind of 8 that we got, and now when the defined roles are kind of set, it kind of makes it easier. And now throw in hopefully Connor Deathball with that ankle gives you a little bit more flexibility as well.
Yeah, I think that's helped us. It's challenging. We talked about this before, but we've got a lot of talent on the roster, and I think that's a great thing. I think that creates competition, but it also can make it hard to figure out rotations early in the year, and I probably didn't do a great job of sorting that out as early as I needed to. But this last 2 or 3 weeks, especially, we've kind of got the established rotation get down. I think guys feel comfortable with what their roles are. I think guys feel comfortable playing with each other. Part of it too is you get the same group out there, and they kind of know where the other guy's going to be on both ends. A lot of times you just think about that offensively, but that's important defensively in coverages and ball screen coverages and rotations on the defensive end. And so, yeah, I think that's been good. Now, we hope to get Connor Deathball back soon, and that'll give us another piece, and it's not going to adjust things that much or mess things up that much because we've just one more guy, and obviously if Connor's healthy, I think he's a guy that can really help us on both ends. But I think that establishing those roles have been good, and then I think our guys deserve credit. They've been playing hard. I think we've been playing harder. I think we've been competing harder. I think the group that we've got right now in this rotation have been really bought in and want to win for the team, but for each other. And I think you, as fans, I've had people say, "Man, Coach, your guys are really getting after it." And that last couple of games, I think that sticks out.
That I almost want to go and see if it is true, because that is a huge disparity. But boy, you got out and you went. Fast break points. I don't think I've ever seen 22-0 before. When you went back and looked at that film, did that justify the numbers? Because sometimes when you look at stats, you go, yeah, the film that I watched justified that. Hey, we didn't shoot it well from 3, 4 of 22, but boy, we got to the hoop. We got to the rim. We got points in the paint. Like, it justifies it. Did you see 22 fast break points get out, go, make things happen in that game? Because that's a stat that you normally don't see. 22 in fast break, but also 0 on the other side.
Yeah, well, I knew we did get some. I didn't, until after the game I didn't realize it was that disparity. I saw the stat sheet, and then, we always want to play fast. Getting out in transitions and emphasis for us, and it was really important in that game because our half-court offense wasn't very good, and that was one of those games where after the game, I was like, well, we won, and listen, you don't apologize for winning this time of year. Kearney had come in really struggling, so you're thinking, man, I just didn't feel great. Even though we won, it wasn't one of those I just felt great about going to the locker room. But then you watch the film, and this is not a knock on Kearney because they played well, and they deserve to be in the game. But man, like offensively, we missed a lot of open looks. I mean, just generated the look you want, got the look you want, and didn't finish. And especially from the three line behind the shoot 3-pointers. We took, I think, 24 threes in the game, and I bet you 18 of them were uncontested, wide open.
Really?
And just one of those nights where they weren't going. Now we got to concentrate, focus, and make those. We also, inside the paint had some that need to go, and we need to finish and concentrate, and those didn't go. But all of a sudden now, it's a dogfight. Our half-court offense wasn't great. Fortunately, like you said, we pressured them into some turnovers, some long rebounds on some of their threes that we were able to get on transition. And transition was good for us. That Mike Keegan did a good job pushing. Jarmel Johnson comes in and attacks in transition. Brady, different guys. And Tyler Nelson kind of sets the tone there too. But that was good because if we don't get the transition, it's going to be a tough night because our offense in half-court just wasn't very good.
When it comes to the half-court offense, was it not very good because you missed shots, or was it because it sounds like you generated open looks? Is that good offense, or what? Good offense results in a shot goes down.
Yeah. Well, I think good offense is you got to make the shot, you got to finish it, and but I also think this, like when shots aren't going, really good teams then still figure out a way. Okay, let's get the ball closer, and we didn't do a very good job of that. For example, we just didn't get Andrew Orr enough touches. And Andrew, if I'm not mistaken, goes 6 for 8 in the game and shoots a really high percentage, but only got 8 shots. And they weren't very big. And we should have, and that's, again, on me, but we've got to execute, and we should have got him more touches and played inside out because one of two things are going to happen. Andrew gets a shot. There's a good chance it's going to go in, or they come down and start doubling, and now it opens up everything even more. So I thought we didn't take a ton of threes, but I just thought that we didn't make the looks we got, and then we probably should have pressed the issue a little bit more getting to the rim.
We're talking with head coach Brett Ballard of the Washburn Ichabods, and then defensively, you hold the team to 62, and they really had 2 guys that scored. Nebeker's a really good player. Took him 20 shots to get 22. Hey, you'll take that any day of the week. And then Evans had an efficient day. He had 19 and hit a couple of bombs when it comes to the 3-point. But everyone else outside of that, I don't think anybody else made 2 field goals.
Yeah.
It was kind of just those 2 guys, and then you shut the water off to everybody else.
One of those, I didn't think we did a great job on Nebeker, and he's a stud. He's one of the better players in our league, and he got his points, but you make a good point. He did have to take 20 shots, and I also thought we wore him down. He got a little tired there the last 6-8 minutes of the game, and some of those that went early didn't go as much late. So I thought that was important. And then we limited their other guys. Again, I don't have any complaints about our defense other than the offensive rebounds. We gave up some offensive rebounds, and we cleaned those up, and all of a sudden you held them in the 50s. But defensively is one of our better efforts. Again, they're right there. That's our league. I know everybody talks about their league being great and all this, but that's the reality of our league. That's a team that won 1 game in the league that comes to our place, and we don't play great by any stretch of imagination, but they're fighting, they're scrapping, and it comes down to the wire. They're going to win some games. They're going to win some games down the stretch if they keep playing that hard. But our defense was good, and then the other guy that was really good for us was Tyler Nelson. He gets 25, stayed aggressive, made plays. He was good on the defensive end, and Tyler's put together a string here the last couple of weeks where he's been our best player. We asked him to guard the other team's best players a lot of night, and he's done a good job of that. He did that against Pitt early. He took away Hamke against Fort Hays, even against Kearney, limits their guards, and then he's got to run the offense and score it, and he's done a good job competing on both ends. Been very consistent, and if it wasn't for him scoring, we need some other guys to step up, but he really stepped up on the offensive and scored the ball too.
The Washburn Ichabods will be in action tomorrow, 5:30, 7:30 tip-offs against Rogers State, and then Saturday, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock tip-offs from Lee Arena, taking on the River Nighthawks of Northeastern State. We'll get to those games coming up here in just a little bit. We'll talk about Tyler Nelson's hot stretch, all of that coming up. Plus, we'll talk a little Washburn women's basketball. That's all coming up here from the Washburn Coaches Show, live from Skinny's Sports Bar and Grill.
History is over, and COVID-19 is changing our daily lives. When will it end, and how can it affect your retirement? For a voice of reason in a chaotic world, tune into Money Matters with Megan Jones this Sunday morning at 11, or call 877-344-4524 now. Have your retirement portfolio reviewed. That's 787-344-4524. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals.